Born and
I have
raised.
watched so little college football.
So have I. I've watched highlights.
But what I do know is that I really don't like Ohio State fans. Like, really. And so, because of that, I'm going to pick Michigan.
Yes. All right. So
See, I'm both ways. I don't like either of their fans. Either.
I
I don't
you got
care.
two of them sitting here,
Here's
homie.
the thing.
I like you guys.
Michigan fans are not the type of people who will correct you by saying, "Oh, it's the Ohio State." You have to be that kind of person to say, "Oh, it's the Ohio State." It's not Ohio State. Get over yourself. Get over yourself.
Point.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the First Class Sports Podcast. Today is November 23rd, 2022. This episode is a special episode because it is our Thanksgiving episode. Unfortunately, we do not have Eric here. Eric has a family emergency that called him away at the last moment. However, because it is Thanksgiving and family has come in, I have my brother-in-law here.
Hello,
You
Ben.
are Ben.
Ben.
You
Yes.
are Ben. I am Bobby, and you are.
I'm Zach.
You are Zach. You are better from last week. You were
Yes.
sick. You were called Bubble Boy multiple times the last episode.
I've
Side note. So, Ben, there's another redhead. I was hoping to have 4 redheads on this goddamn episode. So close to happening. That's okay, though. So, we are going to kick into this episode by talking about some news before we recap. This is normally Eric's, however, he gave it to me since he could not be here. So, lots of news. I was joking with you, actually, Zach, yesterday about how it was a slow week, and then it blew up.
and then it just went haywire. And yeah, now
Let's start with the Broncos. The Broncos waived Melvin Gordon. He had 5 fumbles on the season so far. A lot of people are saying this would have come sooner if it wasn't for the Javonte Williams injury. Along with the running backs, we'll move on to another running back that got waived. Rams also waived their running back, Darrell Henderson. That one came as a surprise to me because of how little they are deciding to use Cam Akers.
they also suck.
Okay, that too. You're not wrong. It says here, and again, I'm not going to fact check him because he wrote these. He says that Darrell Henderson was their team's leading rusher with 70 carries and 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. For what week are we in? About to go into week 12?
That's
Not good, actually,
horrible.
to be honest with
What
you.
was that? 270s?
283 yards and 3
280 over
touchdowns.
12
3
weeks.
touchdowns.
That's not.
that's horrible.
I'm just going into what he is putting on here, and I'm hoping
It's
that's
23 yards a week, roughly.
Yikes.
kind of tough. Just saying. So, another one that came out recently is Sam Darnold will be named the Panthers' starting quarterback going forward. So we went from Baker Mayfield to P.J. Walker, now to Sam Darnold.
Back to Baker. At the end of the game.
Well, eventually.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. So currently, it is Sam Darnold. Also, Jets, we may talk a little bit more about his comments at the end of the game later, but he was promptly benched today. Zach Wilson will be benched for Mike White. I thought it was going to be Joe Flacco.
He's third string, though.
Okay, so they're going with some guy named Mike White. I actually don't know who this is. I'm going to be honest with you.
Last season, he actually played really well. He had like 5 touchdowns in one game.
For who?
For the Jets.
Really? Okay. See, I don't watch the
That's
Jets so
when
much.
Zach was injured.
Another quarterback getting benched. So 2 running backs got waived, and 3 quarterbacks getting benched. Davis Mills for the Texans is getting benched for Kyle Allen. So lots of quarterback changes going on here. He wrote down to be on the lookout for the Odell signing with someone. I think he says it's down to the Cowboys and the Giants. I did hear that he was going to be visiting with Dallas this week. So
Interesting.
that could be a spot for him.
Let's go back to the Giants, bro.
I don't think he will.
You won't.
So he has a funny way to put this. He's on to coaches and how they keep wanting to get in trouble. He wrote down, Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing was arrested for drunk driving following the Thursday night victory.
Yep.
So,
Saw that
and
one.
I believe that the NFL came out with a memo reminding people of their alcohol policy.
Hey man, go
after
hard.
games.
Apparently,
yeah. And then the Cardinals just fired their O-line/running back coordinator Sean Kugler for inappropriately touching a woman in Mexico City during their game in Mexico City. So
yikes!
Saw that one too.
So let me see if I have any other ones that he didn't before he goes into the rumors. I think a lot of mine are injuries that you're going to have to...
I'll cover.
That you'll cover. Oh, I have news. The semifinalists for the Hall of Fame class was released for the 2022 semifinalists.
Mm-hmm.
They are as follows: Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, Rondé Barber, Anquan Bolden, Henry Ellard, Jari Evans, London Fletcher, Dwight Freeney, James Harrison, Rodney Harrison, Devin Hester, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Albert Lewis, Robert Mathis, Darrell Rivas, Steve Smith Sr., Fred Taylor, Joe Thomas, I talked about him last week, Zach Thomas, Hines Ward, DeMarcus Ware, Ricky Waters, Reggie Wayne, Vince Wilfork, Patrick Willis, and Darren Woodson. It's a big class that will be dwindled down, I'm assuming.
More than likely.
So, I believe there's 3 Colts I just listed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Reggie's been snubbed like 3 straight times. He needs to get in there. I don't understand why he's not yet.
You will eventually.
I'll talk about it because it's football. It is college football related, but it's related. Mm-hmm. There are 7 Michigan State football players were charged, and one of them will be facing a felony for the assault in the tunnel after the Michigan game. So Michigan State players were charged, not Michigan. Yeah. There was a scuffle. I don't know if you guys saw it. I did. There was a big scuffle. The problem is they share the same tunnel, so a lot of players are. Yeah. So there's a massive scuffle, and there's it says 7 of them will face charges, and one of them is facing a felony. So, sucks for them. Okay, the rest is injuries. So he has rumors here. He is saying Sean Payton, I saw this actually today, is interested in coming back to coaching.
Saw that.
And he has listed the Chargers and the Cardinals if they become available as hot seats that he wants to take. And the Garoppolo, he is a free agent. So teams looking for him would probably be the Jets, and the Texans are top contenders for Garoppolo. I don't see them re-signing. I think they would have gone with Trey Lance most of the season if he didn't get hurt.
Not just get hurt, he broke his foot.
Oh.
But yeah. Great.
So, that is it for me on the news. Eric, you would have done a much better job, but you're dealing with stuff, so now you're the guy in the bubble.
Right. Okay.
Go on with your fun fact. We do a fun fact also. I always forget about it. What you got for me this week? I told you one, if you want to go with it.
Oh, we can say that one. Yeah, with that's a good one to start with. It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of Mark Sanchez's butt fumble.
It was. They mentioned the butt fumble.
Yeah.
Classic. He will never live that down,
No,
by the way.
Never. No. I had one and I lost it. Might just have to be that one. Or can I remember it?
Small as a tip.
In last year's Super Bowl, or every Super Bowl, the average amount of people that watch it is 100 million people. And those 100 million people ingest 14,500 tons of chips. Tons.
I believe it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I thought that was fun. So,
I believe it.
I mean, I could ingest about 1 ton of those 14 myself.
same. I can
But-
devour chips.
And then you will literally die if they are corn based.
Yeah, but potato chips.
So then you will die.
Well, yeah. Or I just won't eat chips.
Or just don't eat chips. Yeah, one of the two.
I'd rather die
Happy.
not.
Happy.
Die happy.
Yeah.
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 What you got for injuries? There's a ton of them that popped up. There's a ton that popped up
Yeah.
today.
All right, let me jump back to my cellular device here. First one, top of the headlines, Justin Fields dislocated non-throwing shoulder.
So that'd be his left.
So it's day to day, but it's thinking it's a partial tear. Couple torn ligaments. So if that's the case, their backup is Trevor Siemian.
Okay.
If he doesn't play this upcoming week. Matthew Stafford, this one came out today, suffered another head injury. It's in concussion protocol.
He will not play.
He will not play.
So Matthew Stafford, who replaces him? Did you get that?
No.
You didn't get that? That's okay.
Usually it says.
I got you. It's Bryce Perkins.
Oh, no, there it is. I gotta continue reading.
Bryce
Yeah.
Perkins will start over Matthew Stafford. The Rams are having
Rams season is
a
over.
terrible Super Bowl hangover.
Yes. It's probably the worst one I've seen.
Yes. And I didn't hear it was a concussion. I heard it was a neck issue. I hear
said
that it's a strained
head
neck.
injury.
Oh, I thought you said concussion. I heard
He's going
concussion.
through the concussion protocol.
For a strained neck.
So it still involves your head.
All right.
I guess. I don't know. That's the NFL.
True. I will concede there.
Next one I got Kyler Murray. I'm just going in order pretty much of positions here. This one I didn't know about.
He practiced.
He practiced.
He's on the right track.
Okay, that one I didn't. That one doesn't give much detail. Joe Mixon suffered a concussion against Steelers.
I didn't see that.
That's what it says. Did not return to the game. Fresh off his 5 touchdowns that he had the previous week. Right now, they're just going through the concussion protocol. They'll have further updates later in the week.
Excellent.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you had this one.
Yep.
He is now officially on IR.
Mm-hmm.
Is he out for the whole season?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really truly care about.
He's
This is a
early.
big one. Jamar Chase. Hopefully he comes back.
I hope it says that he's projected to be back. I had that as well.
I did see Burrow said,
He said
he's
that
coming back.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Very cool. So he'd be bad if you have the next one from Atlanta. Tight end.
Oh, Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on IR, right?
He's on IR. Sucks
yeah.
for him. He wasn't doing much, but
Yep.
anybody has Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
He got thrown on IR. Got Aaron Rodgers?
No, because I don't care about Green
Oh,
Bay.
he broke his thumb. So that is a confirmed broken thumb. He will contemplate surgery after the season, apparently.
Oh. Is he
Because-
playing? He's not playing with it. Is it
Yeah.
his left hand?
I don't know. I think it's his throwing one. It's been bothering him for a while.
I mean, would a broken thumb make his performance any worse than it has been?
It's been pretty bad.
it's been
Yes.
yeah.
So the last
You know
one,
what? It might make it better.
Might make it better. You never know.
the last one that you probably didn't see because you were probably driving is the Rams defensive tackle Ashawn Robinson tore his meniscus and will be out the rest of the season.
Oof, that hurts.
So that one came across the feed
Yeah.
the last second.
That's all I got for injuries in my phone.
So, on to the recap of Week 11. Week 11 opened up Thursday night with the Tennessee Titans at the Green Bay Packers. I believe you and I had Titans.
Yes, I had Titans.
Eric, if you don't know, went with the Packers. I was under the assumption that Titans could control the ball with Henry, and Tannehill's very efficient, doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, can kind of game manage, keep the ball away from Rodgers, and he's terrible at, he doesn't have
Green
receivers.
Bay in general.
And I was correct. This was a 27-17 game. Rodgers didn't look too bad, to be honest with you. He was 24 for 39 for 227, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Tannehill was 22 for 27. They're very efficient. For 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, he did throw a pick. Derrick Henry ran 28 times. It's a heavy load for him with 87 yards and a score. So this is something that Eric would love to bring up because I think he's a fan of Traylon Burks. He's coming off of his injury, and I think he started last week, but he's progressively getting more time. He had 7 receptions for 111, so watch out for him to be pretty dangerous. Randall Cobb is also coming back for Green Bay. He was their leading reception with 6 for 73. Christian Watson, though, is the up-and-coming rookie receiver for Green Bay. He caught 4 for 48 and had both touchdowns. I think he had 3 the week before.
He did.
So that gives him 5 in 2 games.
He had 3 or 4, actually.
He had 3 last week. He had a hat trick. And then he had 2 this week. So he's earning trust from Rodgers. But Green Bay's down spiraling, and Titans are 7-3. So
yeah.
On to the Bears at Falcons.
Total disappointed.
Yeah. So we ever since I gave props to Justin Fields and the Bears, they've lost 2 straight against games that they probably should have won because the Falcons are not good.
They're not good, no.
And they should have won this game. This was 24-27 Falcons. We all chose the Bears, though, if I do believe. So there's another loss. Justin Fields was 14 for 21, 153, touchdown, and a pick. Took 4 sacks. I really don't like that he took 4 sacks against the Falcons defense. I don't think that surprises me.
Chicago's offensive line isn't that great either.
True. But Fields ran 18 times for 85 yards and a score.
Yeah.
So these receiving numbers are awful. Montgomery had 3, Kmet had 3, Mooney had 4. All right. Claypool only had 2 with 3 targets. He's not doing any better here.
We'll see.
Mariota was 13 for 20, touchdown, no pick, no sacks. Cordell Patterson ran 10 times for 52. Kyle Pitts had 3 for 43 before getting hurt. So Patterson also lost a fumble. So I wonder where all these touchdowns are coming from.
Didn't Patterson have a kick return?
Oh, I have to scroll down. Yes, he did.
Yeah, and
he had a kick
Mooney
return.
had a touchdown.
Yeah, so you're right. He had a kick return.
Which is his 9th.
He's like a Devin Hester. He's a fast dude.
He took the NFL record for most kickoff returns.
He took that from Hester? Mm-hmm. I didn't know
9. I read that somewhere.
Why was that not a fun fact?
It just came to me. I totally forgot about it.
Here's the game that disappointed me, and I wanted you here for your... I went on a rant about this.
You went on a rant with, one of your best friends.
I wanted to punch him in his face. This is Cleveland Browns at Buffalo. Now, granted, it did snow 6.5 feet.
88 inches.
But it stopped and it wasn't snowing.
That? 88 inches of snow.
Listen, man, it's Buffalo.
In 24 hours.
It's Buffalo. Listen, it wasn't snowing Sunday, was it? Not much. They could have been out there shoveling it. Okay, so here's my problem, right? So they moved this game to Detroit, by the way. They flew them out to Detroit. My thing is, on Saturday, they cleared the runway. They dug out 53 players, their assistants, and their coaches. They were able to get them to the facility.
Along with the community help.
And then got them and then bussed them to the airport to leave. You're telling me that Buffalo, their fan base, wouldn't have shoveled the parking lot, shoveled the freaking stadium, and it's a $1 billion entity again. You could have plowed that freaking field and played in it. It's an atrocity that they didn't play there because it would have been fun to watch.
It would have been a lot of fun to watch, but hey, if I don't have to play in snow, I ain't playing in snow.
You're also not getting paid millions of dollars a second.
If I don't have to play in snow, I ain't playing in snow.
Ben, what do you think? Should they have played there? I know you don't watch as much football anymore.
Well, I know. I still do watch quite a bit. But I don't know. I was surprised, first of all. I was incredibly surprised that they moved it, yes.
Yes.
Because the tradition of the NFL, I mean, you've seen all of these games at Lambeau.
Absolutely.
Specifically of just blizzard conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whiteout conditions. And so when I heard they moved it, I was like, wow, it must be real bad. And it was a lot of snow. I mean,
it was.
That's 88 inches is not a small amount of snow.
Where are you gonna put the snow?
That's the other question. I mean, you have
the parking lot. Where is all that 88 inches of snow going? It's not melting anytime soon. So you plow it.
Build a snow tower.
You want to just build Mount Everest?
No. What they're going to do, it is Buffalo. They're going to build snow tables and then power bomb people through it.
No.
Oh. Hey.
But here's what I would say is Buffalo has a vested interest in making money on their games. And if people can't make it to the stadium to buy things, regardless that they've sold the tickets, they're not going to make that much money. If people who are very diehard fans are willing to drive over to Detroit or to fly over to Detroit, they're going to make money.
And I believe they said that they sold over 5,000 tickets in 24 hours for the Detroit game.
I also saw that it actually made a lot of kids' dreams come true for like Make-A-Wish and all that kind of stuff, where they actually got to go see a game of their favorite team, which was the Bills. So that's cool.
I'm just disappointed because I wanted to see a cool weather game, and that would have been fantastic to see.
We might still have another one.
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't another one before the end of the season, for sure.
But a field that has 88 inches of snow.
Okay, you need to calm down a little bit.
So here's the thing. You had chosen the Bills straight up.
Yeah.
Eric and I had chosen Cleveland. However, I did say if it was more inclement weather, I would switch. And the second I saw the game got moved, I moved my picks to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And Buffalo did win 31-23.
I do agree with the point of why you picked the Browns if it was in those conditions, because the Browns' running game compared to the Bills' running game is two totally different. A
snow game would have favored running backs. And the only running back...
You wouldn't see Singletary running down the field.
No, because their main running back is Josh Allen. I mean, not in this game, actually. I'm looking at the stats here.
Singletary only like 5'7". And that's over 6 feet of snow. You won't see him. That's what I was saying. That's what I was getting at. You could see Josh
That
Allen's
actually
head.
went over my head. But yeah, you're right, actually, yeah.
Well, Josh Allen, you can actually see his head.
Yeah, he's over 6 foot.
And then his lineman's 6'7", so you can see him.
But this was actually a good game, to be honest with you. That an 8-point game here. Jacoby Brissett was 28 for 41. I'm surprised they made him throw 41 times.
I had him on my bench.
That's unfortunate.
And I played Mills.
He had 324 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was rough.
No picks.
That's why I lost.
They didn't run a lot. I guess they did. They had 26 team runs, but here's the stat that I want you to explain to me. Nick Chubb ran 14 times for 19 yards.
Wow.
For 19 yards. It's a 1.4.
That's very bad.
Hunt had 5 for 32, and Brissett had 7 for 29.
At one point, you make the decision, I'm not going to keep doing this.
Right? That's
I would probably say after the 8th run that they handed me.
so Chubb was a little better. Amari Cooper had 8 catches for 113 and 2 touchdowns. Peoples-Jones had 5 for 61. Chubb had 3 for 48. So, going over to Buffalo, Allen was 18 for 27. That's still not good stats for him, in my opinion. He had 197 yards. You let Jacoby Brissett throw for 324, and Allen only has 197 and a touchdown. Interesting. Singletary had 18 for 86. James Cook was 11 for 86. Singletary had a touchdown. Knox came alive, was 7 for 70. That was a good game for him.
I like to see Knox in the game.
Diggs only had 4 for 48, but had a touchdown. So.
There wasn't a whole lot of Diggs out in that game.
No, it was an interesting game. Buffalo is starting, in my opinion, I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in them. I'm seeing kinks in them and another team. I'm seeing a lot of kinks in some powerhouses.
I would say Josh Allen's probably still dealing with his injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So.
His is his elbow, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On to a game that I didn't watch again. I went back and saw Black Panther for the second time. I took Genevieve and my Aunt Karen, who's here, to go see Black Panther for a second time. This is the Eagles at Colts. This was a lot closer, and I said that this could be an upset alert, and it really should have been if Colts knew how to close.
If they knew how to stop a running quarterback, they could have won.
Yes. Jalen Hurts was 18 for 25 for 190 and a touchdown, took 3 sacks for 17 yards, but he ran 16 times for 86 and another score.
There's the problem.
Yeah, Sanders had 13 carries for 47. We wrangled him up just fine. Devontae Smith had 6 for 78. A.J. Brown was 5 for 60. Don't know who that is. He had a touchdown. Quez Watkins was 2 for 31 and the score. Looks like we got a fumble from Jalen Hurts. He fumbled twice and lost one, and A.J. Brown fumbled, but he recovered it.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan was 22 for 32 for 213, took 4 sacks, unfortunately, but their D-line is disgusting. They picked up 2 players, though. They picked up Ndamukong Suh, and I don't know the other one, but they both started and did good. So they're beefing up on that defense.
That offensive line, though, did a pretty good job.
Ours?
Them, yes.
Yes.
Ours did a pretty decent job for what they just brought in.
Taylor was 22 for 84 and a score. Pittman had 6 for 75. Campbell had 5 for 67. We lost a fumble. Jonathan Taylor lost another fumble.
Yeah.
Gotta stop fumbling, homie. I just yelled at Pittman last week to stop fumbling.
I don't think it was necessarily Taylor's fault, though, if I remember correctly.
How what?
There's something that happened.
Didn't see it. I'll have to go back and look.
I don't remember.
So, but I feel like the Colts could have won that. A little bit more ball control and a little bit game management. I feel like we don't know how to close.
Stop running quarterbacks.
They were in the lead. Weren't the Colts in the lead for like the entire game, except for that last
Except
score.
for Hurts's 20-yard rushing touchdown at the end that actually won them the game.
Yeah. We'll move on to the Jets and the Patriots. This one was terrible. This one was.
Skip it.
It was. Hang on.
Slugfest.
I do want to talk about this for a minute.
10.
I do want to talk about
final
this for a
score
minute.
here.
And I was going to make you guys watch it if you didn't see it, because I'm going to have a clip up here of it. It was 3-3 at the end of the game. And with 19 seconds left or whatever it was, Jets punted to New England. And the New England guy ran it all the way back for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. A massive, clear block in the back, not called.
It was horrible.
100% block in the back.
Horrible.
Did not get called. So that should have been wiped off the field. But there's a funny statistic here. Let's see. The punter for New York punted 10 times. Zach Wilson completed 9 passes. The punter had more punts than
in an interview he was saying it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, no, I was going to bring that up too. That's probably why he got benched, is because they asked him, they're like, you put up 3 points and your defense holds them to 3. I forget the actual quote, but they're like, is any of this fall on the offense for not putting up more? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Interesting.
All right.
A little arrogant there, bud.
Yeah, so I won't go over stats.
As an offense, though, I mean, when you guys are only able to score 3 points, the defense only lets up 3 points. I mean, do you feel like you let the defense down at all?
No.
All right, as you can see, my dad has joined us. He came down. I was trying to wait until we pick, but I go long on these recaps. It's our longest segment.
Yeah.
So the next game is Rams at New Orleans. Rams suck.
Yes.
They lost 27-20. They're now 3-7. They're awful.
They're horrible, dude. They're not just horrible.
I think Houston could beat Rams at this point. Your boy Stafford over there.
Yeah.
coming from Detroit, ain't doing much. He's benched, by the way. You missed our
With
injury
the second
report.
concussion. Yes.
Yeah.
No, see, y'all said
head,
concussions.
neck.
It's neck. Apparently, it's a neck strain.
Neck injury.
But your boy coming from
Yeah,
Detroit,
Peyton had one of them too, and took him out.
he did.
Yeah.
So, but New Orleans won 27-20. I won't go over much of these stats. I'm going to fly over to Lions at New York. I believe we all chose New York, and Detroit put a beat down
He did.
on the Giants, 31-18. Hey, your boys have won 3 in a row.
And they're looking good.
They're. You know, I mentioned it last week that their offense was starting to click with Amon St. Brown coming back more. They have more of a
Swift
rotation with
involved.
Swift and Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So Goff didn't throw a touchdown or a pick, and he wasn't sacked. He threw 17 times. But you have a good run game here. They had 160 yards on the ground combined. Amon St. Brown was their leading, was 7 for 76. So Daniel Jones turned it over twice. They tried to run with Barkley. He ran. Your defense, Barkley ran 15 times, only had 22 yards.
It's
So when you can stop a running back like that, that's pretty solid. But Jones did throw 341 yards, but he had a touchdown and 2 picks though. So turnovers hurt.
Yep.
I'll quickly move on to the Panthers and the Ravens. I'm gonna be honest.
Game was horrible.
This was a 3-13 game.
Clash of the Titans.
Ravens are 7-3, but again, the Panthers just won't go away for a team that looks like they're trying to sell out and burn their organization. They're not laying down. They won last week, right?
Yes.
Whoever they played, Atlanta. They beat Atlanta in the Thursday game the week before, I think, and then they are a 2-score game and with Baltimore.
Yeah.
It was, I think, a powerhouse. I projected them to win the division here, and I don't know. Baker did start, as you said. They're flip-flopping their quarterbacks. They don't know who to start, and you didn't hear they're starting Sam Darnold this week.
No, that's helpful.
So Baker's was 21 for 33 for 196 and 2 picks, took 4 sacks. Lamar was 24 for 33, 203, no touchdowns, but 1 pick, took 3 sacks. I don't know. Whoever this DeMarcus Robinson had 9 for 128. I don't think this is as much a powerhouse as I think it.
I think they have the first 4 games of the season. Yes.
They're one-dimensional.
Yeah. They only have one.
And if they can't run, I don't think they have a wide receiver.
Duvernay's probably their best bet, but he's
Yes.
mainly a return guy.
He's very good, though.
He is very
He's
good.
very good.
Yes, I agree.
I just don't see. Well, we'll see when they come to the end of the season, but I think they can get smacked out pretty hard.
Pretty.
The next game, hey, this Washington team is looking pretty good.
Starting to scare me.
Washington at Texans. I think everybody chose Washington. They started Heineke again, and apparently they're going with Heineke the rest of the season.
Yep.
Heineke's looking good. Is this his 3rd in a row? Look that up for me. Starting.
Oh, this is his 3rd game starting.
Did he win all 3? That's what I want to know.
So
So
4th game, no, 3rd game has won all 3.
okay, so Heineke was 15 for 27 for 191, no touchdowns, no sacks, no picks. Gibson was 18 for 72. Robinson was 15 for 57. I mean, they're 6-5. They won 3 in a row, I think, is what we just said. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Get Wentz out of there.
That division, which has been a laughing stock of the NFL for a long time, is really pulling its share this year.
They are. But maybe some teams, as we just saw, the Giants and the Jets, who we thought we were high on, they just showed some kinks.
Yeah.
They both took a massive loss this week. One of them's already going to a quarterback change. Some teams are starting to show some kinks, I think, here and there. We'll see as they come down the runway. Here's a funny one. We're going to move to the Raiders and the Broncos.
Two horrible teams.
Listen, Eric almost threw up in his mouth last week at this game, and I agree. This game was awful to pick. This went to overtime. It was I'm not going to do math here, but it was tied, and Raiders won 22-16 because they left the best player on either team wide open. I don't know if you saw that. You had Devontae Adams running just across the field, and he has no one's within 15 yards of him.
No.
And he just catches it and walks it in. I'm like, guys, you can't leave Devontae Adams just wide open in overtime and a touchdown wins it.
Sounds like a defensive breakdown.
Yeah. Carr had...
Any horrible quarterback could have made that throw and looked like a hero.
Yes. Derek Carr, it was 23 for 37 for 307, threw 2 touchdowns, including that deep one. They ran 24 times, and normally you see multiple people. Josh Jacobs was the only rusher he ran 24 times for 109. Yeah. Devontae Adams had 7 for 141. That long might have been the 35-yard touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns, by the way. So if you had Adams, he's up and down, though, for fantasy-wise.
Oh, yeah. You never know.
Wilson, this trade looks like a bust. He was 24 for 31 for 247, took 3 sacks, no touchdowns, no picks. How many picks did they give up for Russ? A lot?
3.
Was it 3 first-rounders?
3 or 4.
3.
They're regretting that.
No, yeah.
I don't know the actual compensation. They gave up a lot.
They gave up
a bunch, and they're not liking it because they are 3-7.
Yeah,
and all these talking head clowns on SportsCenter thought that they were going to win the division.
They are not getting return for their investment.
No, they're not at all. We'll move on to, and you know what? Even the Raiders, because I had Raiders up there, they're 3-7 as well. They're not. They have the weapons there. They're just not putting it together. Now on to the funniest game of the week: the Cowboys at Minnesota. Listen, I don't know what the Cowboys are doing because you have Green Bay 2 weeks ago put up 9 points against the Lions. And then they go and face the Cowboys and put up, 31 there? Green Bay does, and beats the Cowboys.
Yep.
And then you have Green Bay lose to the Titans. I know I'm bouncing, but follow. Then you now have Cowboys curb stomping the Vikings into the earth, 40-3. And this is
Minnesota.
In Minnesota. And this is after Minnesota just beat the Bills. What?
40-3.
This was I just don't understand how you can go from losing to a team like Green Bay that has no offense whatsoever and only put up 9 points to a Detroit defense that's meh at best. Put 31 up against the Cowboys. Then Cowboys turn around, go up against the Vikings, who have a good offense with Justin Jefferson, who just beat the Bills. And put up 3 bloody points and get blown out by 37? Yeah. What?
Was Cousins just that bad?
Cousins was... They put in Nick Mullins at the end. They put in Nick Mullins at the end. So Dak Prescott was 22 for 25. That is the definition of efficient. 276, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. Tony Pollard, this is a clean split. This is what I like to see. Tony Pollard with 15 carries, 80 yards. Zeke, 15 carries again, 42. He is the touchdown hog. He had 2 touchdowns. Pollard also had 6 receptions for 109. So if you had Pollard, he's eating.
Yes.
Pick up Pollard.
He did me very well.
Oh, oh, by the way, Eric, you weren't here. Eric wants to thank you for dropping Jonathan Taylor, because he picked him up in waivers.
Okay. You can pick up Zach Taylor, too. Or Zach from the Jets, because I just dropped him, didn't I?
Oh, Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he probably won't pick him up. But Taylor, he picked him up, and then he turned around and did very good the next. So that was 2 weeks ago. And who do we face? Raiders. Yeah. Let's see here. Then you go over to Vikings. Cousins was 12 for 23 for 105, took 7 sacks for 49 yards.
We are talking about Dallas's defense.
Yeah, he had no touchdowns, no picks, though. Nick Mullins came in 5 for 7. Cool. Dalvin Cook they only ran as a team 17 times. I get it. You're down by like 40. So I get it. Cook, he did run 11 times for 72. That's a 6.5 average. That's not bad, to be 100% honest. They just stopped running. Hawkinson, the boy they picked up from Detroit, had 5 for 34. They locked down Thielen and Jefferson. Jefferson had 3 for 33. Thielen had 2 for 25. Cousins did lose a fumble, though.
Mm-hmm.
This defense scares me. And, by the way, we faced the Cowboys. How many sacks are we predicting Ryan takes? How many fumbles are we expecting him to lose? Because he has like 12 in like 4 games.
I'm going to go 2 fumbles, 6 sacks.
All right, cool. Yeah. We do have to face the Cowboys, so it's going to be a bad game. Anyway,
We almost beat the Eagles, though, so come on.
Next game is Bengals at Steelers. TJ Watt was back. This was closer. Divisional game, these always are going to be close. These teams are going to be close. Bengals won 37-30. Burrow only took 2 sacks instead of the 7 he took week 1. Yeah. He was 24 for 39 for 355, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Mixon, did you say Mixon got hurt?
Yes.
Okay, he only ran 7 times for 20. Perrine came in for 11 for 30. Higgins, don't you roll your eyes at how I'd say that shit?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, all right, I saw it. Higgins had 9 for 148. The running back, though, Perrine had 4 for 52 and caught 3 touchdowns as a running back, though. So he was stealing all the touchdowns. Pickett, 25 for 42, only 2 sacks, 1 touchdown. He was good. Najee ran 20 for 90.
About time he got over 50.
I know, right? He has not been doing good. Pickens was 4 for 83, though. So, next is the Sunday game. Chiefs-Chargers. You said you watched this one.
Oh, yeah.
So you have info on this one. Patrick Mahomes. This was a 30-27 game. This was a really good game again. Back and forth like it was the first time. Patrick Mahomes was 20 for 34 for 329, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Pacheco was 15. Looks like they're giving him the ball. He's the starter now. He had 15 for 107. Kelsey was 6 for 115 and 3 touchdowns. This man is on a terror. He is going to be in discussion at the end of the year for if he takes the reign as the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah, he's also one touchdown away from being the highest receiving touchdowns this year.
Well, he's racked up a bunch.
Yeah, he's one away
from Tony Gonzalez.
No, this is just for the year.
For the year,
So
he's racking up touchdowns.
Yeah, because
there's one
Tony
above.
Gonzalez played for the Chiefs also, right? I mean, doesn't he have the current record?
I believe he does.
Yeah.
Because Tony Gonzalez was a stud. Kelsey's next.
Herbert was 23 for 30, 280, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, took 5 sacks, though. Can't be taking those sacks, bud. Eckler was 19 for 83 and a score. Palmer had 8 for 106 and 2 scores. Mike Williams did come back. He had 1 catch for 15, then re-injured his high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Tough.
I didn't say that one earlier.
Yeah. Keenan Allen had 5 for 94, though, so they did appreciate having him back. Last game, and I did not say this. I didn't see it. I did not know we had our last international game. It was 49ers at Cardinals, but this was in Mexico City. I did not know this was in Mexico City. Normally, I
didn't see it either.
I can high point when these are because they're the 9:30 games, but because this was just a standard Monday night game, I didn't see the fact it was in Mexico. My fault.
Yep.
But 49ers dog walked him as we presumed. Jimmy Garoppolo was efficient, 20 for 29, 228, 4 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. They're splitting the backfield between Elijah Mitchell and McCaffrey. So unfortunately, if you have McCaffrey like I do, he's going to get touches. Just McCaffrey had 7 for 39. Elijah Mitchell had 9 for 59. Kittle had 4 for 84. McCaffrey did have 7 for 67. He's going to get you if you're in a full PPR. So Colt McCoy is starting for the Cardinals because Murray was still hurt. He was 24 for 34 for 218 and a pick. Connor, weren't you waiting for Connor to come back? Mm-hmm. He ran 14 times for 42 and a score. He got you that at least. Yeah. Hopkins was 9 for 91, and whoever Greg Dortch is, had 9 for 103.
I just dropped him.
Who?
George.
That's unfortunate, bud. So the Niners are going to be scary, and you know who talks about them all the time is our FedEx driver.
Yes.
He's a massive 49ers fan, and he's always opening them like, these guys are going to be scary. He's Brandon Raven. They could be. They're only 6-4, but their offense clicks.
I'm going to wait for that moment where our FedEx driver's like, did you guys see that game last night? And they lost the first round of the playoffs. I'm waiting for that day.
Kittle came alive. He had 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah,
for fantasy, did you need that?
Yeah, I did need that.
Were you facing me? Was that? I faced you in one of the leagues, and then I faced Eric in another one.
I won in all of them except 2.
That's gross. I lost in half. So that is it for the recap. I didn't do this again. They'll already be up here. I'm a dummy. I will do this now. This is twice I've done this. They will already be on the screen. Last week, Zach, you went 9-5, putting your total at 98, 65, and 1 on the year. Eric went 8-6. His total for the year is 95, 68, and 1. I went 9-5, making my total 102, 61, and 1. So that bad week last week hurt.
I still don't like that the ties are on there. That just irritates me.
Sorry. Hey, you know who the tie was? Talk to the Colts.
Yeah, I know. I'll have a conversation with them at some point. At the end of the year.
At some point?
At the end of the year.
All right, so that's it. Next, we can transition into the part that I was waiting for because now we get a few extra. The pick'ems for Week 12. Week 12 starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving Day, there are 3 NFL games. Now, unfortunately,
usually 3 games.
Yes, there's been 3 for a long time.
We've had
A lot of people haven't seen that third game.
I usually only remember the Detroit
2
playing.
It's because you're in a food coma.
That's what Pete said. That's what Pete said too, because he asked how many. I was talking to him, and he's like, "How long?" I'm like, "You're only in a food coma by 8, and that's when the PM game starts." So you don't remember that. Now, if Eric was here, us 4 would be in the same pick'em group because I run 2. You're in the oddball one with there's 22 people in that one.
Yeah.
But us 3 are in the family league, and then Eric, Zach is off to the main. Just everyone's in it. So the 3. Why did I close that?
The third game didn't get thrown in until about, what was it, about 5-6 years ago?
I was going
I
to
don't
say, I
know
feel
that.
like there was only 2 games.
Yeah, I remember there being
Detroit
2.
and Dallas were the 2 teams for Thanksgiving for.
I don't know.
For forever.
Maybe I can throw up a stat on the
When
on the
Detroit was
screen
first.
when the third game got thrown in.
Detroit started it back around 1950 something, and then Dallas got thrown in around 1960 something.
Weren't the Giants one of them, too?
No, it was just those 2.
Just those?
Just those 2, and they're
those two.
always at home. By the way, 2006 is when they added that third game.
Wow. Okay.
So starting in 2006, they added the third game. Okay. So anyway, Thanksgiving.
Let's go into the 3 games.
The 3 games starts at 12:30 with the Bills at your Lions. Lions have won 3 in a row. Bills are showing some kinks. I will start with the bubble boy Eric, who's not here. He has Bills. Who you got?
I got Bills.
Bills.
I'm taking Lions.
Okay, Dad's going Lions. He's going Homer here.
I like it, though.
I'm going Bills. So everyone's going Bills except for my dad, who's going Lions. I do not hate on that. That I almost picked them because I can see them. The Bills are showing some kinks.
Yeah.
Next one is a divisional game, Giants at Dallas. I think this would be a better game, but Giants are showing some kinks all of a sudden. Cowboys are unfortunately wishy-washy, but they just dropped 40, and it's in Dallas. I'm going Dallas, and so is Eric.
I got Dallas as well.
I will as well do Dallas.
New York.
Dad's going crazy.
Taking the upset.
Dad's going New York. Next is that food coma game I haven't picked. It is Patriots at Vikings. Bubble Boy Eric has Vikings.
I have Vikings as well.
I don't know. This is a one or the other for me,
game.
so I'm gonna go probably Vikings just because the Patriots have not performed well pretty much all season.
I'm going Vikings.
I'm going to go Patriots.
He's taking all the...
Kirk Cousins is just not a performer in big games on the big stage. And here's another one.
That is true.
That's
That is fact.
It's a primetime 8 o'clock game.
That's a good point.
That's a
Kirk
good...
Cousins
It's
just
valid.
doesn't show up
That's
in
valid.
big games.
That's valid.
Patriots only put up 3 points though against the Jets.
That's true.
Jets have a good defense.
Yeah, but
And Vikings only put up 3 points this last week against Dallas, too.
that's factual.
And Bill
You know what?
Belichick knows
You know
how
what?
to
You've
defend.
talked me into it. I'm switching to the Patriots. You've talked me into it. Okay, so Dad and I are going Patriots. Zach, Ben, and Eric are going Vikings. Okay, on to normal Sunday shenanigans. It starts with Tampa at Cleveland. You cannot
I'll
go.
last.
You can't go.
Let me always go last on those ones because I always have things to say.
Okay. Eric is going Buccaneers.
Tampa.
Tampa.
No, Browns are winning it.
Tampa sucks. Because you can't choose Tampa the rest of the year.
And Tampa sucks.
Okay.
He made a blood oath about 3 weeks ago and said that he cannot and will not ever pick Tampa the rest of the season. So we're holding him to it.
Okay.
So all of us are going Tampa except for Zach, who cannot. He is going Browns. Next game, I actually don't have this
Will
one.
not, won't,
Okay.
never.
Is Bengals at Tennessee. Bengals have maybe Jamar Chase back.
Maybe.
Eric sent me a long message. He says Bengals-Titans game is tough for him to pick because of the injury to Jamar Chase. But he is currently going Titans.
I can see this as a 50-50 game.
It-
I'm going to go with Bengals because I live an hour south of Cincinnati, and I'm just going to pick the Bengals.
I'm going Bengals because I have Burrow in 4 leagues and Chase in 3, so I am hoping that Chase comes back and pops off. So I'm going Bengals.
I'm going to hang and go with Tennessee.
Okay.
I think Tennessee's putting it together lately, and it's at home in Tennessee.
I agree. I'm going with Titans.
Okay, so
I don't want to, but
no.
I'm going to.
So Eric, Zach, and Dad are going Titans, and me and Ben are going. I'm sorry, Ben and I are going Bengals. Next is what could be a slaughter. Texans at Dolphins. Texans are going with a new quarterback. Dolphins are coming off of a bye. This is in Miami. Dolphins have one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. Miami should murder the Texans.
It wouldn't surprise me if this is an upset, but
No,
I'm still
two is going to
annihilate them.
Yeah.
I know.
Any team coming out of a bye, I'm just going to go with the Dolphins.
Has there ever been a pick'em game that's had a percentage that high?
99.01%.
That's
quite
quite the
the-
Dolphins on that one.
Quite the line on that.
we're all going Dolphins, by the way. Next one is I don't have this game either.
I didn't pick this one.
Bears at Jets. Bubble Boy has Jets.
I figured.
You know what? They're not going with Flacco. They're not going with whoever the heck else.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
They're going with White.
I don't like either of these teams. I wish I could not choose it. I'm going Bears though.
You like the Bears and you knew it.
I don't trust Fields.
I was gonna say you really want to say that?
Shut up. No. I sure as heck don't trust whoever third string they're throwing in.
Well, I trust Fields more than White. Yes, I agree. But
So I'm going Bears. He has who did I say? Jets.
he has Jets.
Eric has Jets.
I'm going the Bears.
The Bears.
I'll do the Bears,
The Bears?
even though I'm skeptical on both. But
Who'd you have? Ben, who'd you have?
Bears.
Bears, who do you have?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bears.
Bears.
Yeah, I think that the Jets are doing their normal train wreck
Yeah, I like those
scenario and heading down.
It's pretty up and down with the Jets, it feels like. It feels like it's up 1 week and then it's down for 2 weeks in a row. And then they pull one out.
They just feel like they're heading down that train wreck scenario again.
Typical Jets fashion.
Yeah.
And the Bears keep showing signs of being close, and if Bills has a good game,
they got to do what the Colts can't do either. They got to learn how to finish games.
Yeah.
So everyone's going Bears except for Eric, who is going Jets. Next is Atlanta at Washington. I'm not talking a lot about this one. Washington. Bubble Boy has Washington.
I'm going Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Every time I go try to
Go Atlanta, they lose.
go Atlanta, I get hosed.
Everyone is going Washington. Broncos at Panthers.
This one I didn't pick. I didn't pick this one.
He is going Broncos, and I don't know why they're awful. I'm going Panthers because, again, they're not laying down, and it's in Carolina. I feel like they can win because, let's face it, Broncos do not have an offense whatsoever. Defense is the only reason keeping them in games. I'm going Carolina. And as I said, Bubble Boy is going Broncos.
I didn't pick this. I'm going Panthers. I'm just going with the gut feeling.
Okay.
I'll go Panthers, despite in my league this year having Russell Wilson, because everyone said Russell Wilson is on a new team and he's gonna be great this year. He's just gonna be great.
Oh, I looked that up, by the way. It was 6 different picks and 3 different people.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
For
they
the
had.
Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah. Who you got, Dad?
Panthers.
So everyone has Panthers except for Eric. Next game is Ravens at Jaguars. He has Ravens. I have Ravens.
I have Ravens, but honestly, I will not be surprised if Jags win this.
I agree.
I'd do the Ravens too. Yeah.
I gotta go with Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might change.
Everyone going Ravens. Chargers at Cardinals. Murray should be back, but
Yeah,
he could re-injure
if
that.
he doesn't come back, I don't think they have McCoy either.
That's unfortunate. I'm going Chargers just because I feel like if Mike Williams comes back, I didn't see him on the injury report, they'll start getting Keenan Allen more involved.
If I pick
This offense should be better.
I'm going with a better all-around team, and that's Chargers.
That is... No. Eric has Cardinals.
Interesting.
Chargers, both because Austin Eckler ruled the field last week. If you watched that
He's
game,
always on
oh
the
my
field.
gosh, it was incredible. And also, even when Kyler Murray was back, I felt like his performance was not amazing. So,
No.
Chargers.
Fair.
Yeah, Chargers.
Chargers. Next is Vegas at Seattle.
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
Bubble Boy has Seattle.
Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Clean
Vegas
sweep on
is a
Seattle.
wreck.
Rams at Kansas City. Okay, Kansas. I'm assuming we're all taking Kansas City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay. Hesitated over there. Everyone's saying Kansas City. Saints at Niners. This could be closer than a lot of people think, to be honest with you, but I'm taking Niners.
I'm taking Niners.
Niners as well,
Eric,
yeah.
Eric has Niners?
Yeah, I'm not seeing an upset there.
Yeah.
Niners?
I don't see the Saints pulling that one out.
The Sunday night game is Green Bay at Philadelphia.
Eagles fly.
Usually I would pick the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers and everything else that's been going on this year.
Especially with that broken thumb. Maybe it got worse.
Yeah, you could add it earlier and nobody knew.
So I'm going Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm just, Eagles are starting that late season trend.
They are. They've shown some weaknesses the past few weeks.
See if they are who
We'll
they
see.
say they are.
Awful. So everybody's going Eagles here except for Dad. He's going Packers.
Going Packers, yes.
Okay. And then it is our game. Monday night. Steelers at Colts. We get a primetime game for some reason.
It's kind of odd.
We have another one in like 2 weeks too.
No. It's just weird.
Monday Steelers at Colts. Cannot go Colts. I have to go Steelers, and I will go Steelers. Yeah. Colts. Eric and Zach are going Colts.
I'll pick Colts.
Colts.
Steelers, I don't know.
Colts.
It's hard to predict the Steelers this year. I'm just going to pick
But
Colts.
but TJ Watt is
I'm not
probably
too worried about TJ being full force yet. I'm not worried. I have him in one of the dynasties.
I still think he's going to cause some havoc, some form. It may not be direct, but he'll be in there to do something.
He'll be in there.
I think this defense is filthy.
He'll be like a DJ Speed.
I hope we get a win, but I'm not thinking we will.
Yeah, the percentage on Yahoo is a little off.
Yeah, it's a 73% Colts.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers defense is still what, top 3? Has to be.
They're not that good.
With TJ Watt back though?
We'll see, but TJ Watt's been out for a while, and they're not that good.
I still think they can wreak havoc. Now, if our defense can be out there and stop Pickett and Najee,
I think that'll be easy, honestly.
all right, well, we'll see. I can hope for the best, but for me, I have the same rule. Colts have to win 2 in a row for me to even think about picking them again, and they have not done so. Therefore
he picks.
Therefore, I pick Steelers. Blah, blah, blah. We are actually at an hour, which is really freaking good, to be honest with you.
Told you it'd be a quick one.
We sped one. I have one last topic. One last one. We can actually wrap it up pretty freaking early, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Eric and I normally are the ones talking a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't have my main talking point here. It is Thanksgiving. So with Thanksgiving comes lots of food and lots of food comas.
Yes.
So minus the mains, in your opinion, what is the best side dish? Unfortunately for you, you can't have a lot of them.
I mean, I'll still say top 5 is deviled eggs. Even though I can't eat those, but I would say deviled eggs is top 5.
That was actually going to be my pick, is deviled eggs.
I love deviled eggs. I just can't eat them anymore.
That sucks.
Sadly.
Allergies for him? Or, okay.
He's gluten-free and can't have corn.
Oh.
And apparently
eggs.
eggs. I didn't know about the eggs, to be honest with you.
Eggs, I'm slowly working back in my diet, but we'll see.
Macaroni.
Macaroni?
There's a pasta salad.
Oh, okay. So not
Yeah.
base macaroni, but like
Right.
some
There's
form of...
that cheesy dish that Mom used to make years ago.
I remember, yeah. Some form of macaroni?
I'll bring out the controversy.
Oh, no.
Because it is probably one of the most hated, but I do
Don't say it.
I do enjoy the green bean casserole.
Oh, okay. No. That's up there on a lot of
that's
people.
A lot of people
No.
despise green bean casserole.
No.
I think it's pretty good. It's got the crunchy on top.
That's
like
my
it's-
brother's favorite.
Here's my
so
thing.
Pretty good.
It's not strange.
Here's my
to
thing.
me.
For someone who scrolls on TikTok and for hours, on hours, you've seen my... Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
I'm aware of it.
They have their top 5. They have people just talking about the top
Yeah.
5. Green bean casseroles and everybody's top 5.
Okay.
So now me, I hate green beans, so I won't even touch them. You can have more of mine. I was going to go. You stole my deviled eggs.
Sorry.
So
can say
then
different
I will.
if
No.
you want.
I will have to then go with probably mashed potatoes and gravy. A good mashed potato and gravy.
The OG. You really can't go wrong with that one.
So yeah, those are probably my favorite.
Do I get to pick one that I can at least eat?
Yeah. Okay. Which one can you
A
actually?
new tradition we started doing is Cheddar Bay biscuits that are
Ooh,
gluten-free.
Cheddar Bay
okay.
biscuits is
yeah,
good.
Yeah, instead of Hawaiian rolls, we switched to Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah.
A good stuffing is good to have with
Ooh.
some good
Oh, yeah.
gravy over it.
Yeah.
Stuffing. Yep.
'Cause you just don't have stuffing as
Yeah.
a traditional dish throughout the
Now-
most of the year.
Now I don't know if this is it has to be where you live. Does everybody here call it stuffing? Because I've heard people call it dressing, and
Dressing or
I've
stuffing.
never called it dressing.
No.
So when someone said you want some dressing, I literally thought we were talking like salad dressing.
Yeah.
I've never called it dressing. Maybe because you've never have.
Stuffing.
I've always had called
Stuffing.
it stuffing.
Yeah. I've
Is that
heard
just
that
because
too.
We never had really a whole lot of stuffing at our family gatherings.
Oh, so
We never did
Always.
stuffing as much.
yeah, we've always had stuffing.
Yep.
So, anyway, that is probably going to wrap it up for episode 12. As a reminder, please follow us on our YouTube channel and on our other socials.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Yep. Apparently, you are saying Instagram's popping off a little bit more.
Instagram
We'll get you
has
more.
A couple more followers. Yeah.
I'm working on getting clips. You got something to say? I'll let you do that. Can you hand me one of those?
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll hold up the other one.
You want the other one?
I'll hold up the other one. I won't be doing it, but
I know. So next week when Eric is back, we did not want to ruin our Thanksgiving.
you didn't want to ruin.
I didn't.
Plus, Eric was
Next week,
either. So.
Eric and I are going to be doing this, and you are going to be filming.
I'm gonna be on TikTok live, guys. So this is gonna.
If you
want
to see me probably die, maybe Eric. Eric did it the 2021. This is the 2022.
No,
You don't know what these are.
I know what it is, but
you don't. This is the hottest chip. Like
bad idea. In my opinion.
It's Reaper pepper plus scorpion pepper is what it says on the front.
Nope.
I'm gonna have a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
Down here.
Better.
It's okay. It's
gosh.
blue corn.
You can't.
Challenge now, ladies.
My favorite.
I'm not eating
Blue.
anything that's going to destroy my taste buds for a week.
Ooh, good catch.
My favorite says seek medical assistance should you experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. So if you just start vomiting uncontrollably, you need to go to the ER.
So have an EMT on call as you're starting to take these things, or what?
Yeah. We'll have 911 on speed dial.
I'll drive them. It'll be all right.
So that'll be next week, guys. Anyway, back to follow us on our socials. They'll be they'll be listed below.
And at the end.
Everybody have a safe holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Don't drink and drive. Eat lots of food.
Food comas.
Food comas are good. That is fine. Enjoy the games.
Happy
We will see
Thanksgiving.
you next week, where Eric and I might die. It's a joke, but maybe.
Go to our TikTok
right.
for the live. You'll enjoy it.
See you guys.
Peace.
What'd you do to him?
I didn't do anything.
You were here. You weren't here last week. Now he's not here.
Just
This better not become a trend. I'll fight you both at the same time.
Well, maybe sometimes we just don't want you here.
I will make. Hey, you know what? You can do. I'll just be in my room and I'll
Okay.
deal with the squeaky dog in back.
Perfect.
Excellent.
That'd be just
You can
fine.
sit in this chair and host if you want.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah.
Let's change it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Opposite day.
All right.